and welcome back to Stroup Mansion. I'm back today with another thrift video. I'm really excited to share this because the last thrift haul video that I did got a very positive response, which just feels so cool because I enjoy knowing that you are enjoying the content that I am creating. And of course, it's really cool to know that we can vibe and bond over our shared love of junk. So let me show you some of the really cool junk that I've bought. When I say haul, I feel like I'm misusing this word because this isn't all from one spot. This is a couple different spots, a couple different kinds of secondhand places, just what I've collected over the past couple weeks since my last video. But I feel like I have found some really good stuff, so let's maybe start with the least exciting first, which is I got some old books. I told you in my last video that I'm working on a library. Well, I'm not working on it yet. It is in the plans for upstairs, the room directly above this one. I want to turn into a library, so I have to buy books. My plan for this room is that I will only include books in it that are actually something that I would read or is of a hobby that interests me, that sort of thing. I would never just buy books for the sake of buying books. And I love buying books, but I want them to be something that does relate to an interest of mine. So at an estate sale, I found these books that are Adele's Carpenters and Builder Guide. This is 1 through 4. These are super cool. They're copyright 1923. They've got like gold edging on the paper. Very, very cool. From the same estate sale, a book on carpentry. This one was, I think, 1946. Super cool. Successful Winemaking at Home and Stained Glass Craft. So once again, all things I'm interested in. I know it's a library and this seems really obvious, but I am excited to like organize the books by what sort of hobby that they are. So like all of my woodworking books together and all of my gardening books together so that I can have a library that I can go reference. Obviously I have the whole internet, but I think that like learning things from a book and like looking at photos is so much more simple because sometimes I feel like on the internet it can kind of be just like a barrage of information, conflicting information. So it's nice to kind of just take like one source every once in a while and learn from that. So that is my library update. I picked up a little bell that has like a heron, maybe a heron on it. I just thought this was super cute for the bathroom. I didn't mean to do a bird-themed bathroom, but I just keep finding things and being like, well, what's one more thing hurt? And I don't know why you need a bell in the bathroom, but I just saw it and it screamed half bath. So for 49 cents, yeah. Ignore what's in these frames. This is just what was in here. I could not resist these frames. I am always picking up frames at the thrift store because you never know when you're gonna need them. They're cheap and they're so much more beautiful than what you can like buy new. So I think for these, I'm begging Jeff to paint me portraits of our cats because he has painted a couple pictures of the cats that I think are like the funniest things in the world, especially the ones of Professor. So I would love a portrait of each of the cats for the bathroom. Once again, everything I buy is for the bathroom right now. I'm imagining them hung like this, but if he doesn't feel like doing that anytime soon, I might just print something off the public domain art database thing, just to get something in here, because I really don't like these. These do not fit my style at all, but the frames do. So these are from a store called Fat Sally's, which if you are in the Northeast Ohio area, I do think it's worth a drive. It is super cute. And they have tons of stuff, and they've recently just like made their store bigger. They've put on an addition. It's awesome. And I was there a couple weeks ago and I saw this key and I was like, that's really cool. But what the heck am I gonna do with a giant key? And so I left it. I was like, I don't need that. I came home and I went in the half bath and it hit me immediately. I was like, this has to be hung above the door in the half bath. So a couple of weeks later, I went back and it was still there, so obviously I had to buy that. Let's actually go hang this where I want it right now, because I think it's gonna be super cool. Also, while I was was at Fat Sally's, I found this key. It was just cute and it's cheap and I love it, and I'm sure I can find somewhere to hang it and something to hang off of it that isn't keys, because I do think that hanging keys by your front door is weird. Although I'm always losing mine, so what do I know? Actually, well, you know what's funny? I have 3 more things left, and each one of those things is 3 things. So the first one I'm gonna show you, you have to pinky promise not to leave comments that you don't like it or that it doesn't suit your tastes. I promise I understand, and I'm not forcing you to put it in your house, okay? Deal? So, you guys, I got toads. So, this is so stupid, but I have been wanting toads like this for so long. I went to an auction, a taxidermy auction, like a couple months ago, maybe even last year, and I was able to score a bunch of taxidermy for super, super cheap. But then when the toads went up for auction, they went for like $70, and I was just like, yeah, no thanks. So I came home and I looked on eBay and I couldn't find anything for super cheap. And then for Christmas, I was like, hey Jeff, I want some toads. But I gave him very like specific, like I don't want toads that are drinking alcohol. I don't want toads that are doing this or that. And it kind of, I think I overwhelmed him with like the I don't wants, that he didn't really know what I did want. So I didn't get any toads for Christmas, but I lucked out. And I went to an estate sale that I didn't see anything online in the pictures that looked good. I was just like, it's 5 minutes from my house. I'm not gonna not go to an estate sale. So I went to this estate sale and I came home with 6 toads. So we've got these guys that are in a band, some toad rock, some little toadies playing pool, and then this one, which is just so stupid. I think this one's actually a frog. But he's a fishing frog. It's so dumb. I love it. I don't know. It's so stupid. These are absolutely hideous and dumb, and I don't understand why you would like position them like this. I mean, I don't really know what other options you have, but I think they're funny. I don't generally go for like anthropomorphic taxidermy where an animal is doing something that it normally wouldn't be doing, unless that's wearing hats, because almost all of my taxidermy wears a hat. But I just think these are so stupid and so funny, and I'm very excited to have them, and especially because I paid next to nothing for them. So patience pays off. Another very exciting estate sale score. If you follow me on Instagram, you've probably seen my Wall of Strangers, which is just a collection of paintings of people I don't know that I have picked up from here and there. I order them on the internet sometimes. I find them at thrift stores, estate sales, anywhere. I only have a few rules for this collection, which are that it has to be an original piece of art. It can't be like a print. That it has to be in color. And I honestly really prefer if they are a little bit bad, where you're like, man, they understand art and they get it, but they're just slightly off. I don't think that these ones are slightly off. I think that these ones are pretty dang good, but let me show you what I found. So I'm at this estate sale and I will always go through boxes of art. I want to look through all your pictures. You know, like I said, I love frames, I love art. I collect any sort of original art just because I think it's cool. So I'm going through this box and I'm finding a portrait, another portrait, another portrait, and nothing is labeled like price tag wise, and you have no idea. Like sometimes at estate sales, they basically pay you to take it, and then other times it's just like, oh, so you wanted to throw that in the landfill? Because there's no way somebody's paying that. I had no idea what to expect. There had to be 30 portraits, and I didn't know if they were going to be asking like 10 bucks a piece or 60 bucks a piece. You know, you just don't know. I picked out my 3 favorites and I took them upstairs to the guy and I was like, how much were you thinking for these? And he was like, how much were you thinking? And I was like, $5 a piece? And he thought about it and he said, yeah. So I got these 3 portraits for $5 a piece, which I think is so good. It's such a good price. Also, they're on metal, which is a first. I've never bought any like this, but this lady is my favorite. I think she is so beautiful and haunting, and like, it's just awesome. Very stoked about these. So these were obviously all done by the same artist, and they are signed and dated. This one's 77, 80, and I can't read the date on this one. I think it also maybe says 80. Either way, super cool. I love having a collection, even a small one, of somebody's art. I just think that's super cool. There's a part of me that regrets not going back down and grabbing the rest of the collection, especially if the guy would have given them to me for $5 a piece, or even if he had like done a better deal with me if I bought a lot of them. But I didn't love them the same way. So hopefully those did get picked up by somebody else, or maybe I'll end up finding them at a thrift store in a couple months. Who knows? Either way, super cool. Love these so much. Cannot wait to find frames for them to hang with the rest of the strangers. The final thing that I have is outside. It's already where it's meant to be. It does need refinished, but let me tell you about it. So I went to this estate sale, and it was right on the lake, just this beautiful old house right on the lake. And it was actually an estate sale and like demo sale. You could buy anything you want that was attached because they were going to be tearing down the house in like a week or so, which is a huge bummer because it was an amazing house and it didn't look like it was in terrible shape. I'm sure somebody with just more money bought it and wanted something newer. It's so stupid. But so this estate sale, I go there and I'm like, okay, I got my tools. I am ready to take apart things, pry things out, you know, like I just wanted to like salvage something. And everything that I saw that I liked that was marked with a price was so bonkers high that I was like, oh, but never mind, forget it. So I just wandered around the estate sale. I wanted to buy something. And in the photos from the estate sale listing, I did see that they had some outside furniture that I was interested in. But when I got to the sale, even though I was the third person in line to go in, nobody went outside. And I saw that some other things were already like sold before we got in. I just figured all of this furniture is already sold. That stinks. That was like one of the things that I came here for. But also the prices are high. So I went up to the guy and I was like, hey, all that furniture out there, is that sold? And he was like, oh no, we've been wondering why nobody's buying it. And I was like, oh, because we don't know how to get outside. So he takes me outside and I picked out a furniture set and they only wanted 30 bucks for it, which I thought was a really good deal. It does need refinished, but that's no big deal because I love doing that stuff. And also, I don't necessarily think that the rusty look for furniture outside is bad or doesn't fit my house. Like, it works. So those went straight into my garden. This is like the garden chair set of my dreams. I cannot wait to sit out there with a drink and just enjoy watching bugs. So I'm very excited. So I think that's all. I feel like this was a way bigger video than anticipated. I've just had some really good luck lately, or I don't even know if it's good luck so much as I've just been going to the thrift store a lot. And I've had good luck at estate sales, which isn't always the case. I feel like, this sounds stupid, but like I feel like since the pandemic hit, estate sales just kind of went blah. Like there's just not as many of them and they're more expensive and everything's expensive. But I had really good luck this week, so I'm feeling good. I'm so excited to put everything that I just showed you in its place and tuck it away. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I will see you next time.